Let's see. 0111 south. Are you early? I just started. Hello. That's this wall we've got here. Why are you matching here? It's because your top right is undefined. So what we actually need to do is we need to modify these triples. Instead of checking for undefined on the corner, you should be checking up there for floor, I think. Makes sense to me. Yeah, you've just started. I'm just continuing my work from last night. If you missed the stream the other day, we were working on tile sets, and we were building these quads and triples. And we just needed to refine our logic a little bit. That's what I'm doing now. So I said that the south one, instead of undefined, the one that it's checking opposite should be a floor. Or at least not wall. I'll experiment with that. So I think that means that the north, one of the south sides, you should also be looking for floor. West, your east side, one of these should not be undefined. Let me think. West, 1011. West, that's not it. 1011, that's this one. I should expect, I guess, a floor in the bottom right. So that last one should be floor, which is what I was about to do. So okay, that's correct. That means your east one, this one here, the first one should be floor and not undefined. That looks like it should be. I hope you can see the stream okay. I'm kind of covering up my preview with Ace Bright right now. But I'm sure you can see okay, right? I fucking love this cover, by the way. I don't know if you guys listen to it. It's like a Game Boy medley of Ocarina of Time, and like it's got a bunch of like pixel art scenes from the game. It's amazing. It's an incredible video. I didn't leave a comment on it, but it's astounding. Fuck, I love Ocarina of Time. Alright, let's see. It's helping a little bit. I will say that you are wrong. This would be north 1110, which is this one. So I guess it's just going down the tree at this point, right? Your third to last one should be looking for wall. I'm guessing it's not. It's looking for undefined. Wait, hang on. This one. You are undefined. You should be looking for a wall, because you are in north side. Hello, Zeldosha. How are you doing? Let's check the other ones then. So does south have one along the top that's undefined? 1011. 1011 south. 1011, that's this one. You have an undefined item to... The very first one is undefined. That should be floor. Maybe I should just go through these one by one and have a look at them. Well, now I didn't sleep that well, but I did sleep. Let's check the first one. So west 1101, that's this one. The top right, so the third item should not be undefined. But it is. That should be floor. That's the main one that really matters. For the north one, you should expect the very last one to be floor. It's not. That's odd. This is north 1110, right? Your bottom right one should be floor, so that's just completely wrong. East. That's this one. 0111. Yep. Your third to last one should be floor. Okay, let's just occasionally run. I'm using to render the window. So this project's using under the hood. It's using SDL2 and OpenGL. Most of that stuff is being handled by libdonut, but we're just using SDL2 to create the window and handle the Windows interface or Linux or whatever your operating system is. OS stuff is handled by SDL2. Let's see. That's helped a little bit. Whatever I just did. I'm just thinking if I focus on these basically one by one, we should eventually reach a good result, right? You are simply on the wrong side. You're nearly there. I think these blocks might just be off by one. I have a feeling that... I don't know why you're rendering black. That's very weird. You should be a top element. 1, 2, 2, and then rest ones. What I'm going to do is modify my function in game that's currently returning the returning this stuff. I'm also going to pass what pattern that this matches to. So that would be under somewhere else I'm doing this. I've thought like this. Oh, okay. Well, it should be in map, I think. Let's just have a look. Oops. Okay, I should extract this stuff, by the way. I'm using it over here, even if this is just for debug purposes. I want to see what pattern this gets. So I should extract this so I can reuse it. Let's do that now before I spend too long on things. I'll just hide a sprite for a moment. Instead of directly applying pattern at position, it should return what pattern to use. Do you do again? You actually apply the pattern, don't you? Update tile at position. So I think try to match pattern should just return the pattern. That would be nice. Or we could at least have match and apply pattern. That would work too, because then I can just use the try to match pattern thing over here. Well, realistically, apply pattern on position would be nice. Where are you being called from? Just one spot, right? 2 spots. Being used within here and here. So instead of apply pattern, I think I want this to return... Well, how do I want this to work? I think I want this chunk in here to be get pattern. So we'll do it like this. I'll just put this in the header. How much time would I save by having a keyboard with a end key that works? I don't know. Let's see. The map get pattern should return a... What are you? Type? Maybe not get pattern, but maybe it should be get tile type from pattern. Get tile appearance by a pattern. By matching pattern. Get tile type. Get tile type by matching pattern. That's what I'm going to call it. You guys can hear the music okay, right? It's just going to return like an enum, so copying here is okay. And then we're just going to call update position on that. Tile type, right? I don't know why you keep going up there, cursor, but good try. I will have to rechange this a little bit. Who's DMing me? One more goal. So I'm gonna, instead of having if try to match pattern and then doing it within here, and this whole thing, try to match pattern is going to be get matched pattern. Get matching pattern. Match pattern. And you, instead of returning a ball, you're going to return a st. Well, actually, does tile type have a undefined, right? I thought. Maybe not. We do. Undefined. So you can just be a tile type. If it's false, return undefined. And in this case, return this. Yeah. I guess position isn't needed in this case anymore. Nice. Match pattern. Don't need position anymore. We want match pattern. Don't need to pass a position. Bam bam. Bam bam. Each pattern can be encoded as a byte because there's exactly 8 surrounding tiles. That's sort of what we've done, but the problem is I'm not just checking for 2 different things. I'm checking for at least 4 different things, so I couldn't think of a decent way to encode stuff in a byte, which is why I ended up with an array of enum, which sort of functionally is the same as a byte in that sense. You have 8 bytes that you can turn to 0 or 1. It's not that different from having 8 elements in an array of 8 that can be enum. That's how we ended up with this approach. Because I want to check specifically for wall, not wall, air, ground, whatever. But that was basically my first thought was, yeah, can we just do bitwise operations on the neighbors to work this out? Might still be an approach that's possible, but I'm quite deep in on this, and this is mostly working, so I'm going to keep it, but I think the bitwise op thing is probably what most people do. At least we googled it a little bit yesterday, and it seemed like that was a pattern. Let's see. We return a match pattern. What's wrong, little guy? Doesn't match the thing in math. So instead of this if thing, const auto pattern equals this. Pattern isn't equal to, or pattern is equal to, no, this doesn't work. To do this nicely at least, I'm just going to do it like this. Const auto diag pattern, or diag blah 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 equals this. If pattern is undefined, then just go again. We keep our Boolean logic nice and simple here. And then we try and do it again with this. Auto pattern equals this. I'm going to have to change this up a little bit, don't worry. If it's undefined, actually we just straight up return whatever this is. And we don't need to worry about that. I just need to build. How are you doing, Ted? Tile type? Oh, tile cat. Whoops, my bad. Hang on. Tile type undefined. We want this. Tile wall undefined. Is that correct? Match pattern, you return tile wall undefined if you don't have it. That should work. I missed it. You're good. You're about to eat some delicious cheese, and then later you're selling one of your old vinyl LPs. Just on, like, some eBay equivalent. What kind of delicious cheese are you eating? Tell me. Tell me! I guess we should return like that. Dude, come click Arte's theme's so good. Tell me! Yeah, it was a yummy Yugi, yeah. Tell me. Dude, Yu-Gi-Oh is insane. I don't know if you can see. You can't. Somewhere on the wall behind me, I've got some awesome prints from a artist market at an anime con. They're like what's the word? They're like artist renditions of like the Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and the Game Boy Advance game cartridges, I guess. I'll put a picture on Discord if you want to see, actually, because I think you can't see it from this camera. Hang on. Oh, you might have seen that. Off topic. Have a look in off topic. It's a cool couple of prints. YouTube is limited, yeah. That's why you should use Twitch. Twitch is also limited. That's why you should use whatever. None of this stuff works. All right. Get type by pattern. So actually, apply pattern is the bit where we fetch a pattern and update the tile. But what we can use in our here is this basically. A little expensive because we're doing the same calculation twice, but just life, huh? It's just for debug purposes, and it'll only run if you have that tab open, so it's not too bad. Manchego, oh, Manchego's good. In this case, we get type. But then we're going to print tile type. Tile type in this case is an int, right? So I'm gonna have to cast you. I can do it like this. Well, do you like this? Test. Oh, that worked. Whatever you've done there. Unsigned char. You're a U8 Vec 2. Fudge. I guess if you copy it from a website, don't you usually put it in there. Yeah. Hello, Ned. I'm okay, thank you. I was just making some improvements to my wall algorithm, and I was just going to make it so you can print what pattern is being matched exactly under the cursor. I've now realized that tile type is a U8 Vec 2. I don't know. Can I just print off .x and .y? That's annoying. So my tile type doesn't really have like a way to print it. Due to the fact that we're only really storing the position that it's in, which is not useful in this case. Okay, Actually, no, it's useful enough. I just need this for debug purposes, don't I? This is fun. Tartype.x and tartype.y. And it was a U8, right? So you can be a uint 8t if you like. What's wrong, little guy? This should be okay. Yeah, I think YouTube works like Microsoft products, where if you paste in something that's got like some italic special characters around it, it works, but there's not like an easy manual way to do it. Yeah, look, so this is fine. The tile type under cursor is workable enough. So let's see. You are 23 and 1. 23 and 1. If we have a look at the map. Oh, hello. 23 and 1. North. 23 and 1. What are you in my ace profile? 23 and 1. That should be this one. That's really weird. Hang on. "23. You are 23. That's odd. Why are you drawing as a black square? Did I? Maybe I just didn't export this yesterday? Export as tilemap.png. Try now. Oh, okay, I'm just extremely stupid. Oops. Alright, well, that's nice that was fixed easily enough. Okay. You are 29 and 0, which is triple south. Now, triple south, you should not be matching here. Triple south. Triple south. I'm seeing it's using undefined. Your let's think for a moment. I'm also thinking with my triples, when I've mentioned it needs to be floor, I think technically it should be just not wall. I will check that in a minute, but just keep that in the back of your head. Go on, Azure Reflections fan-made Blue Archive. I saw this CD in Japan. I should have bought it. I really like this this arrange. I don't know why I didn't buy it. It was like probably like a fiver in like Melon Books or something. Anyway, 29 and 0, that was this one. I suggested instead of undefined, you should be looking for, what did I say? Floor and floor, I guess. Well, let's just go with not wall. I think it's not wall. I think my use of floor in those other ones is incorrect. And then along the bottom, yeah, I guess undefined is just fine. And let's see, is that problematic elsewhere? You are 0, 1. 0, 1? That doesn't seem right. What happened to 0, 1? Really? You are what? 004. Why have you matched like this? That was this one, right? Bottom right is just not wall. Well, why is that? Bottom right should be wall. So I've got this back to front, I guess. Yeah, it should be this way around. Hang on, did I just change the wrong thing? Yes, I did. You should be that. Yeah, let's try again. You guys can see the screen, right? Thank you, caffeine. Alright, we're getting somewhere, slowly. That's something to be concerned about, maybe. You. 8 and 1. Oh, this was a really good idea, this thing I just did. You, quad. Your third to last should be wall. It is. Your bottom right should be not wall. That's true. Oh, hang on, I got that back to front. Your bottom left should be floor. And your bottom right should be wall. So, flip these around. Now these two are identical. That's problematic. Maybe if I just flip them around. Without seeing exactly what this is, I'm just assuming that there was just back to front. What quality of life? I've also spent so long doing this that, like, I can read at a glance what tile this is, which is kind of painful to admit. Should have put this in a JSON file. Too late. JSON takes too long to serialize in this framework. Alright, that's maybe done something. You lied. You're 15 and 1. Trio this. So your bottom left should be floor. Your bottom right should be wall. You're back to front. And I think undefined is the correct thing to use instead of floor, but we'll check that in a minute. That could be where those purple marks are. Good thing I'm not putting these all in map.headers, causing everything to need to be recompiled. If I took 2 seconds to just move these to another header and include that in map, and then only, you get the idea. I'd probably save 20 seconds every time I hit compile. Probably worth it. If it would take like a minute to do it. Let's see. I could try and fix multiple at once, I guess. That might be smart. Alright. You're not quite right. I don't really know what you'd be. Let's see. Fix you. So 16-1. Why, that's east. This one. one was that? This one. Your top left, basically, it should be, bottom left should be wall for you. And then bottom right should be undefined, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. Let's try and fix another one. You. 27-0. It's wall triple north, of course. I'm not really looking at this anymore. Let's see, what's wrong with you? Not you. Triple north. Your bottom left should be wall. What about you? 26-1. Quad all zeros. Oh, this is just a bug. Yeah, all zeros should only allow for all walls. Okay, that's easy. What about you? 0-1. Weird. Is that the one I just looked at? No, that's not it. Quad 0-0-0-0-0-1. You. Is that this one? No. This one. Your bottom left should be floor. Sorry. Bottom left should be floor, bottom right should be wall. So, like that. You're looking very similar to the one just underneath you, which is problematic. So I'm thinking maybe we flip these. Is these the ones I flipped earlier? Am I being stupid? Am I being dense? Probably. Wouldn't be the first time. We're slowly getting there though. 26-0. Did I fix my bullet woes? My bullet woes? What was wrong with the bullets? Was there something? Oh, you mean like the extra rocket being spawned randomly? Because no, I haven't fixed that. That one, still, I don't know the answer. Your third and last one should be floor. Or not wall, I guess. Let's try to fix another one. You. 5-1. Quad. Whoops. Which one was it? This one. Your top right and bottom right should be not wall. Bottom left. Your bottom left should be wall. And your third one, not wall? Yeah. Okay, some of these I might be fucking up a little bit. 13-1. You. Your bottom left should be looking for a wall. Your bottom right should be looking for not wall. Yeah, I think some of these I just got back to front when I translated them. Weird that there's no pattern for this. I'll have to work that out. Let's restart now. I've made a number of changes. Capsual collision thing. Oh, I fixed that ages ago. Yeah. I thought you were here yesterday. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah. The capsule collision stuff we fixed. That was done. How do we do that again? Maths. There's this. I'm just hiding the code, aren't I? There's an intersects function here for a ray and a box 2D. So that can just be used for simple ray on box jack, which we use for line of sight now. You can see the code. Sorry, my WoHo's in the way. If I hide this, you can just look at this. I am a developer is my job, yeah. So this is a ray on box collision. And then just underneath, we have our box on capsule collision, which works using that ray collision just above, and by expanding the box to match the size of the ray. So functionally, when you want a capsule to collide with a box, for example, with a bullet moving over time that is of a circle, becomes a capsule, colliding with a square wall, we basically convert that to a ray and expand the box by a certain amount to match what would happen if you expanded the ray. That's what this crap is doing. Don't really know if I changed something in here. I don't know why saving is doing something. Oh, it's because I changed my... Yeah, I changed my... Jobs are cringe now. Oh, shit. I changed the column width. That's what that is. I'm going to expect a lot of those tiny changes. Oops. Oh, well, we use such long names in these things that having the column width of 100 was just not making it. Alright, this seems to be a common one. 18.1. It's trio. That's this one. Your bottom right should be wall. And your top left... So let's just do this properly. You should be undefined wall, not wall. Yeah, let's replace floor with not wall there. I think that's correct. What were you again? 18.1. Which is this one. Come on. You. Undefined wall, not wall. Not wall, wall. Now, does it care if you're a wall here? Yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, this can be undefined. Wall. Wall. That's one. Let's see. You're missing one. 31.0. File type under cursor 31.0? What? It is literally undefined, I get that. There's, what pattern should you be? You know what, we'll do the undefined stuff later. It's because I'm being quite aggressive, I think, when I'm making changes. You should definitely be matching. You should be a triple... what are my trios again? Trio, I guess, north. But which one? I guess... One... No, wait. 1111? Is that a thing? No. 1100? No, wait, 0011. I don't have that. The closest thing is this one. Am I just missing a pattern? Maybe I'm just missing a pattern. Hang on, let me look at Aspirant. Would be this one, right? One. Why did I call you 1100? That's weird. Please don't shoot me. Let's just have a look. You should match with not walls. Easy enough. Similarly, you should just be a plain old Oh, hang on, maybe I'm dumb. I think I'm dumb, hang on. Yes, I'm dumb. Am I? 1100. Hang on, what is 1100? 23. Yes, I am dumb. Yes, I am dumb. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. This should just be normal triple, I guess. What pattern is like, I don't know, 27? Triple north. Okay. Hang on, where was that other one? This one. Could be undefined, not wall, undefined, wall, wall. Ah, here we go. I was dense. I was dense. I was dense. I was dense. Okay, fine. I don't actually know what you should be, but this one we should be able to sort out. You should just be an east wall. No, you should be, whatever is it, 22. So, west 1011. Why are you not matching here? Undefined wall, wall, not wall, wall. Oh, you don't need to be a wall. I think you want to be a not wall, wall, undefined. That should help. How about you? You look wrong. 28-0. Triple east. So you're matching on a... Your first one should be not wall. Okay, I just wrote these badly. Not wall, wall, undefined. Wall. Not wall. Not wall. Wall. Undefined. Sure, that might be okay. Oh, it's weird having these stretched between two monitors. It looks like it's curving. Okay, you. 31-0. You are undefined. That can't be right. Oh, that can be. Hang on. 31-0, but you should totally just be a, north. Triple north. This one. Is that the one I just modified? Undefined, not wall, undefined. Yeah, okay, let's rebuild first. Hello, Tomfinity. Nice Dragon Simi. That solution's cool. You wanted a visual representation of the box changing based on the array. Oh, I'm not using AI now. I got 99 woodcutting earlier, by the way. Got 99 mining like last week as well. Something of an Iron Man. Phew. Alright, these are looking better. It's nice that every time I hit run, it looks like a little better each time, right? Kill the mice. Okay, you're matching weirdly. What are you? 4-1. Should be easy. Let's see. You are 4-1. You should be wall, wall, not wall. Wall, wall. Not wall. Hope you guys like the commentary, because there's going to be a lot of this. What library using for graphics? I'm using the libdonut framework, which is covering SDL2 and OpenGL to do rendering. I hope that answers. This should be that diagonal quad, right? You should be a diagonal quad of some kind. You should get your first max skill. What kind of account are you building? You on main or Iron Man or what? You should be one of these diagonals, right? Maybe like my game's. You should be a top right, bottom left kind of diagonal. This one, I think. I think that would look nice here. You are a 4, 1. So that's this one. Let's see. Wall, wall, not wall. Okay. Wall, wall. All right. Not wall, wall, wall. Why is that not matching? Main, you want to set up an iron someday, but that's just more membership funds, yeah. I mean, if you ever get bored of the main and you just want to take a break for a bit, coming back and starting an iron is always a great idea. Why is paint not getting picked up? Okay, weird. Here's paint, the best developer tool. I guess you don't need to see paint right now because I'm just putting numbers in it. So why are you not matching? 1? Wait, 1 is... What again? Wall, and 2 is floor. Okay. Wall, wall, not wall. Wall, wall, not wall. Wall, wall. Why on earth aren't you matching? Is my not wall code not working, maybe? So if it's not wall, and my pattern isn't a wall, then return true. Okay, well, that should work. Okay, that one I don't quite understand why it's not working. Let's look at something else. You, I feel like you should be a one of those left ones. You should probably be a 22 1 west. Wait, why are you not matching? Undefined wall, wall, not wall, wall, not wall. Okay, I guess you shouldn't care necessarily, so you can be undefined there. Wall undefined. Okay, that should help a little bit. And then does the east need an equivalent? I guess we'll come to that if we see it. You look wrong. 12 1. That's this one. Well, obviously. You. What was that? This one. We've got not wall, wall, not wall, wall, wall. Oh, this should be the other way around. Simple enough. I'm gonna hit run again. How's the main going then? Do you have your grinds you're working on right now, Tom? Are you playing the league? Because I haven't touched the league at all. I was watching Mudkip's videos on it, but I haven't touched it honestly. Oh, sorry. Hello, Majora. I didn't see that. Hi. Oh my god. It's like... It's kind of coming together. Turn off their guns. I might just... You played Gridmaster, which was pretty funny. I'm testing your league. Oh, nice. Are you working on any long-term goals, like West Cape or Particular 99 or something? Yeah, we're still getting a handful of pinks. Thanks, Arena. But we're getting there. You. Why are you not generating any friends? Is this the one that I was confused about before? Open up Paint. Oh, Paint wasn't rendering because I've got 2 paints open. Okay, great. No, you don't need to save my paint. That's okay. I'm trying to get the worst grinds out of the way, like agility and rune crafting. Particular level, or... Okay, this is slightly different. You, I think, should be matching with this one? Maybe? Yeah. This should be west. Quad W. Triple W. Triple W. Or is that not what you're called? Your whatever is at 26-0. Wall triple west. That's this one. Why are you not matching? So we've got undefined, wall undefined. Wall undefined? No, this should be... Sorry, wall triple west. Yeah, this is not how this should be. Undefined wall, not wall. Not wall, wall, okay. Not wall, it can be undefined. Wall. Not wall. Okay, that's fine. Where else? We must have other problems. See, the mice are like aiming their laser guns at me. Am I generating a lot less floors, or is it because before we had more texture on the floor, it felt like the level was a bit bigger? You're weird. You should be just that nice lad on the right. That's this one. Of course, that's 24. And that's this one. Now, why are you like this? We've got a wall. Wall. Undefined. I feel like you should be not wall. Then wall. Not wall. Okay. Undefined. Well, really, this should be looking for wall, I think. But let's leave it for now and see if it's actually causing problems. Wall, not wall. This lad. Oh, hello. You randomly had this pop up in your feed and you clicked on it. You got a glimpse into your twisted low-level mind. Just a glimpse. Hello, KML. How's the low-level mind going? You like listening to someone say 01100, not a wall, on the backflip, that sort of thing. Why are you not working, little guy? You should be a triple... I'm assuming you can still see a sprite, otherwise it looks like I'm just making shit up. You should be a triple like this, I think. Yeah. So that is 21, which is trio south. So let's see, floor. Well, okay, we've still got places with floor. Maybe that's my problem. You should be not wall. Otherwise, are you okay? Wall, 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 wall. Undefined, not wall, undefined. Awesome poggers. Very cool. Hello, NNO. We both know C, C++ as low as you could get before getting more disadvantages than benefits. What do you mean? I don't know how low level is this stuff we're doing right now. I'm just like I'm mapping like a picture to some numbers. It's pretty abstract, I guess. All right, you are wrong. Why are you wrong though? I feel like you should be one of these lads. Probably. That's 24. I feel like I'm always fixing this 24 one. East. Ah, that's the other side. Okay. Why aren't you matching? cursor to get this work. Wall. Wall. Not wall. No, you can be undefined. That's allowed. And then wall, not wall. Undefined, wall. Undefined. Maybe. Maybe this is going to cause problems. Anywhere else? Enemies, turn off your guns. What are the initializer lists in the background? Hello, Jay. This is a bunch of patterns to match against to draw these tiles to the screen in a nice, orderly fashion. Let's try refreshing. I don't see any more breaks. I kind of doubt that's just magically going to fix it. Also, initializer lists. Where? You just mean like that? You just mean this stuff? You're new here. What am I building? Hello, I'm making my tile map. Oh, sorry, I missed you, Tom. You don't mind the mod so far. You've been enjoying Sepulchre. I've only done a couple Sepulchres. Was it like floor 4 at the end? I found that really hard, but I only gave it a few shots. I got level 80 something the other day just because on my commute I can do rooftops for like a couple hours every day. I've been working through Relica. I'm also making a game in C++. Oh, cool. What kind of game? Guys, this is looking awesome. I don't know if you saw the stream like yesterday or like 2 days ago. It did not look this orderly. This stuff was not working like this. So this is actually quite a huge accomplishment on my behalf, I think. Isn't this like really cool? I wrote this. I made this. What's a lower level language in C? Yeah, assembly, probably. Say the level of quantity of code grows exponentially for a small, if not negligible, gain in control. If you work in embedded, it's not that weird to use assembly. That being said, everyone at my company uses C and C++ for that. But if you were to write a piece of code that runs 100 million times per second, and a 1% gain is like substantial, then assembly is definitely a decent idea. I'm pretty sure the collision code in Unreal Engine is, or at least was, written in assembly. Because then at that point, micro-optimizations are well worth it. How are things going so far? I think really well. Doesn't this look awesome? I'm really proud of this. I made this all by myself. All by myself. I'm just trying to see if I can break it now. Like, just flick back to like an older stream. We were just using single trees from the Pokemon Crystal tile set, but now I've like drawn a massive like 50-something tile set and written this code to like auto tile it. Doesn't this look awesome? I don't know. I think it's kind of sick. I wasn't expecting it to work quite so quick. I'm proud of you too. Thank you. You should see how frustrated I was yesterday just sitting here doing this, but you know, new day, new me, right? Hey, hello FBI. Oh shit, it's the FBI. I'm just trying to blow a bunch of holes and see if I can break it. There must be something wrong. We count 100 million a second when it comes to parallel processes. I don't know, I don't work in assembly. I work in C++, so my examples are just conjecture, but there is valid reasons to use all sorts of tools when necessary. If you're writing something that needs to run really, really, really quickly and really, really well, then I think having a good assembly engineer look at it would probably be a shout. I imagine companies like Facebook and Amazon have those running on important pieces, because if they're running some piece of code 1 trillion times a day, if it even runs like 0.5% faster, they're saving a lot of money. Is there ever a reason to use C#? Not that I've been told. Just kidding. Do I have a job? Sorry, why is everyone coming in asking if I have a job? Did something happen? Did they delete jobs? Did I miss the news? Have we got AGI and like public national income or whatever it was? Like, did I miss something big? Like 4 people today have asked me if I have a job. Where do you think all these anime figurines came from? Twitch ain't paying for this yet. Okay, this is cool. Whatever on earth I've done is very cool. I do have a job. I do. I promise you. Let's see. Room gen chance. Let's pop that way up. Just walk around and have a look. What do you guys think about in the level generation trying to cut out some of these smaller spaces? Like, I don't know how much value we get from having a 1x1 hole in the wall. Maybe there's some value there. I don't know. Oh, this is cool. It looks like there's like a space to get through, even though there's absolutely not. It's kind of neat. This sprite looks a little funny. Make bespoke hardware over software. Oh yeah, we still haven't fixed this bug. I don't know what it is, but if you walk into a diagonal, sometimes it makes you do this. I don't really know why yet. We spent like a couple hours the other stream trying to look at our like collision detection code, because I think it's something's going wrong, but it's hard to recreate. You've never had a job. You're still in high school and learning programming. You're worried that your skills are not enough. Juniors will always be needed, I hope. So I wouldn't worry so much about that. If you show interest and intrigue, there'll always be a company that'll hire you. Unless you're like an evil person, I think you won't have trouble finding a job at some point. It's you have to really be quite bad to not get anything. Even, you know, it might take a few years sometimes to do job applications. I mean, I've been unemployed for long periods of time, but there's always a job somewhere. How did I highlight your tag? What do you mean? Oh, they added you on YouTube. I guess it just auto-filled that. Alright, obviously there's some spaces where it looks a little funny, like this. I think some of my buttons shouldn't be single pixel. I think I should usually have about a double pixel in places, but I don't know. It's okay for now, right? Could soften the edges like a little bit, but yeah. How do you guys feel about this sort of pseudo anti-aliasing I've got here? Where this piece here, I don't know if you can really see on stream. This piece here has like some sort of dark green under around the black. Whereas this piece here is just like pure black wall. You see the difference on stream? This corner here is like softer than this. I feel like the softer looks better, right? It'd be weird if enemies spawn in the 1x1 holes. It would, yeah. Currently enemies can spawn inside walls. I never bothered fixing that. It's funny when it happens. I want to have your opinion on game development. Have you thought of making your own engine? That's this, yes. You're watching it. Are you enjoying this? This is the second rocket's back. That sort of thing. This is why you make an engine, so you can randomly spawn in a second rocket out of thin air. Not be sure why, but you know somewhere there's a memory corruption error going on, and you don't know what's causing it. And maybe at some point it'll delete my like system drive or something. How do you become a pro coder? I did like formal education myself. Wow, this is a big empty space. Why is this like this? I don't know. We don't generate any rooms, so we basically just have the path the level generator makes. It looks like this. I think a few dark green pixels on the edges look good. Yeah, I thought so. What is this? VS code. No, you should stay where you are. Let's make this... I guess you guys haven't really seen full... Yeah, can I unzoom? I've just realised I've left it big. This is how the game looks, by the way. A bit more like full screen. Right now, I mean, I can re-add flowers on the floor now. Do you want to see the flowers, chat? Do you like flowers? I could spawn in some flowers and stuff. Like, this big open space is so much more obvious now that I got rid of, like, the nice path. What are we using for graphics? OpenGL and SDL2, I'm using libdonut to wrap around them. You love flowers? Hell yeah. Like, I think this looks normal. I'd considered making this, like this block, but I think this is fine as well. Yeah. I think I've made something really cool, and I'm really happy with this. And look, I can draw shapes. Alright, let's make some flowers. Make it so destroyed walls never spawn flowers. Yeah, I could do that. Let me see. In level generator, we have randomized tile. And you'll see, when we want to randomize the floor, well, let's just say I've got a little tile floor flowers up my sleeve. ImGUI is the debug menu. Yeah, you'll see it used for all sorts. It's really cool. ImGUI is really cool. It took me like 20 minutes to integrate it into my program because I'd never used it. If I were to integrate it into a new program, it would take me like fucking 2 seconds. Looks ass. You don't think my awesome project's cool? Get out of here. The flowers are nice, aren't they? The game UI I made myself with my mouse and stuff and typing on my keyboard. You like ass? Yeah, so this debug UI here, this is ImGUI, ImGUI. So I've made my own debug menus. So for example, I can give myself no clip, I can give myself God mode, I can change the player's movement speed, I can go outside the map if I set the movement speed too high, that's fun. I can make enemies spawn loads of enemies all the time. Wow, look at all these enemies, and I can turn on and off like a debug HUD, and I can shoot the enemies. Now they're shooting me, and I'm died. It's a little laggy. Let's just regenerate that. Yeah, there's a lot of cheat programs that use ImGUI. Apparently, they had an issue on their GitHub saying like, please stop doing this. A little sad. Let's see, so we can draw like enemy state, we can turn off their sightlines, turn off their guns, we can do all sorts. Isn't this cool? We can change the level generation so there's no mice and there's no rooms and the world's tiny and wow, look at this tiny little world. I can get some information. Isn't this nice? It's really good, yeah. I should have done it sooner, but I'm very happy that I did build it. I did build it in, I should say. Yeah, I feel like the 1x1 walls look kind of stupid, but... So the way that the level generation works, right? There's like a little robot vacuum Roomba going around making floors. Like that. And occasionally he just splats floors down like this. So that currently is just a 1x1 floor that he splats down. And sometimes, you know, he puts a bunch of 1x1s next to each other and it looks coherent. In reality, I could make it so he uses a variety of shapes instead of just a 1x1. What do you mean by scene hierarchy? That you're going to have to explain to me. GUI is really fucking good. But yeah, these 1x1s look kind of as that Zoomer said earlier. But I consider something more deterministic. I mean, I could just set the seed. But no, I mean, the design is eventually to make something like Nuclear Throne or Into the Gungeon or whatever. You know, like I want it to be a procedural roguelite. Because that's what I enjoy. I'm making a game I enjoy. For me. It's my game. For me. What you could make it a circle. I'm afraid the tiles are squares. I'm afraid the tiles are squares. There are no circles in this world. I mean, I could round the edges of things, but fuck, I'm not redoing all my tiles. Have you seen how many tiles there are? You want me to make like 1 trillion more varieties of things that are rounded? I'm not doing that. Using noise and hashing rather than an iterative process. Oh yeah, no, I did it like this way because this is what I wanted to do. And I mean, it's deterministic if I just use a preset seed. If you use a circle so it's a bit smoother, the thing that generates the terrain. I don't know what you mean by use a circle so it's a bit smoother. It's a little thing that like traces a path around like this, and it moves around smoothly, like the little Roomba. So if I generate a level that's excuse me, if I generate a level that's a bit further, we can try and follow the path it would have taken. probably gone around like this. It's gone crazy. It's gone up here. It's filled out this space. So at a more realistic level, it would be something a bit more like this, right? The one I just showed you was a room of size 1. So the Roomba moved 1 tile and then gave up. But in this world, he's spun around and done all sorts. But he's not generated any... I think the grid resistance is higher than it is. Oh yeah, the grid is 16 by 16. Like one of these that you see is a single tile. This is 1 tile. So having those 1 by 1 spawn like that wouldn't work, unfortunately. If I spawn lots of rooms, and the rooms have, let's say, they splat 8 times. Let's set the distance to 0 so you can actually see what this is doing. Sorry, yeah, distance 0, max depth 0. Come back. So this is the Roomba doesn't move at all. He just sits in the middle and then splats a room around him. Or at least that's the idea. I'm noticing that it does actually look like there's more stuff generating than I would expect for this, so I need to double check it. Might be a little off. Might use some disconnected islands. Yeah. I haven't really touched the level generator much in a while. It's the second rocket again. Yeah, I mean, right now was not my plan to sit and redo the level generator. A lot of it was just sort of proof of concept, right? This, I just no fucking idea how to fix this. But this, I think, looks a little weird, especially with my tiles now. Like, when we were just using the single trees, like the Pokemon Crystal sprites, this didn't look that weird, because everything was just a 1 by 1 tree. It looks satisfying to play. It is. I've genuinely, like, turned on my PC. Well, not turned on my PC. I've, like, opened VS Code and, like, hit run just to run around and blow up walls. It's kind of fun. And, like, I feel like you've made a fun game where you're just running around an empty room with nothing in it. And just like carving out a space. Like this is really fun, and it's nice, isn't it? Here we go. Bye Chris Streamer. But yeah, the random room generation is just like a splatter. So instead of a splatter, I could use a pattern, certainly. That's where I could use noise. You know, if I wanted my oh dear. If I wanted my random little caves out here to look a bit more natural, I could design some kind of you can't see paint, can you? I could design something that takes your current position, and instead of just randomly splatting rooms, which it does now, it could carve out like some kind of natural shape like this. I don't know how I'd design that, but because eventually my world is aligned to this 16 by 16 grid, even if you draw like some weird shape like this, eventually that will be rasterized into tiles, so it will still make sense, you know, it'll still work. You can have whatever we want in there. It would just draw simply like, it would be this sort of shape, I guess, this pattern. Maybe this bit here too. And then now we've generated a room that looks kind of like a something. So yeah, we could certainly somehow use some kind of noise for that. It's not a terrible idea. Which is a weird way to say that's a good idea. What's my stack? It's okay, usual. So I'm using... How do I start? I'm using libdonut, which is a framework that my C++ buddy, Donut, made, which is a framework that handles like SDL2 and a bunch of OpenGL stuff for me. It's very nice and awesome. So I'm using that when I'm rendering my render system. I haven't, for this project, I'm not writing my own like OpenGL code, so I'm just using his render pass system. It's very nice. It's very well written. That's the main thing. Other than that, I mean, it's mostly just custom stuff. We're using Entity, as our ECS, Entity Component System library. An FAQ would be good. Like, if it sounds tedious hearing me answer this all day, it's fun for me too. But also, like, I can't just not say it, because people are interested, right? Like, you'd like to know. I like that you like to know. But yeah, we're using libdonut for like a lot of drawing stuff. ImGUI obviously is the debug thing. SDL2 is one of the other things under the hood. At least we're using it for like window management. Because this works on any operating system. That was something I wanted, cross-platformness. We aren't using sound right now, but we'll have So Loud in place when I do want sound effects. But I know I'd immediately mute them, so I'm not gonna implement that for a long time. Obviously FMT, it's a C++ program, and that's kind of it. That's just it, really. It's mostly libdonut, which is using SDL2 and OpenGL, and then the rest of this is just crap we've written since this project started in 2020. And we restarted it. I just realized Ace Bright's in the way. We restarted it in like 2023, I think. And I've changed as a developer in the last 5-6 years. Let's say that. Certain decisions I might have once made, I may not still agree with, and so on. When I started this program 5-6 years ago, I didn't feel comfortable enough writing like a graphics interface. But maybe if I'd start the project now, I'd probably try. I'm a bit more experienced half a decade later. But all this stuff is, I have playlists, so I've streamed like most of my development. If you go on my main YouTube channel, there's a playlist, and linked in the description of that, or you just go to my alt, one of the alts, I think it's Woolen's second channel, you can see my older playlists. Yeah. And you can just skip through, you don't have to watch them, but just randomly click on one from like 4 years ago and then see how it looked. This has changed a lot. My pastebin might be smart. My pastebin account got nuked though because someone reported my donation list years ago. Because people used to donate me TF2 hats, and I wanted to keep track of it, and then someone reported it, weirdly. You made a game, funnily enough, involved breaking and digging things, and you had your friends zone out for 20 minutes playing it on your stream deck, even though it had barely any content. There's like something monkey brain about just like destroying walls and stuff. That wasn't the game, by the way, I should specify. The point of the game is not digging. I just made a rocket launcher because I think it's really cool to blow stuff up. Like, isn't this is cool, right? And if I wanted to, I could spawn, like, if I go into my, like, actor factory, entity factory, and I go to my spawn enemy, and I give them rocket launchers, and then I launch the game, and then I make a small level, and I spawn hundreds of mice. They'll all blow up the map. Isn't that really cool? I give myself God mode and make a tiny level, loads of, maybe not 250 mice, but, you know, small level, generate level. Where are my mice? Maybe a slightly bigger level. Here you go. And we just let them sort themselves out, because they will blow each other up inevitably. It's quite a lot of mice. Maybe this is too many. We're running in debug, so frame rate does suffer just a little bit. Giving them a second to think about all the walls they've just blown up. There's a lot of optimizations I need to do right now in regards to the tiles. So, because this actually used to run quite well, but right now when you blow up a wall, it does quite a lot of calculations on it to decide on the new tile. So let's try and do this test again with a slightly smaller data structure. Hang on, level. Let's just have like 18. Nice. Generate level. Oh, we want them to spawn. All right, this is a little bit more reasonable. You can see the mice just going absolutely nuts and blowing themselves up. I just think this is kind of cool that I made this. It's not like I had to write much special code to get the right mice to use a rocket launcher. I just gave them a rocket launcher. Someone just walked up and blew himself up. That's funny. Poor little guy doesn't know that I have God mode turned on. YouTube description, yeah, maybe, but I stream other stuff, so it'd be weird if I was playing Apex Legends and the description says I'm making a game in C++. Wondering if your buddy's gonna upgrade his Raptor SDL3. Yeah, I think so. So I'm using libdonut like 2, which is a couple years old. He's done the odd patch here or there, but he's been working on 3 for a long time, and he needs a name for the new version. That's what he's saying is why he's not releasing it. I don't know if that's true, but he doesn't want to use the word donut. He'll come into chat later, maybe, and talk to him, but I think libdonut 3 uses SDL3 because it's a 3D engine, 3D capable engine, I should say. Very cool. And I think he's got a Vulkan backend renderer as well, so it might run even better. Your engine uses OpenGL, OpenAL, GLFW, ImGUI. What's ASIMP? I don't know what ASIMP is. Midna? No. You chose to write your own ECS and everything. That's really cool. That's really cool. You went a bit too far down the 3D rabbit hole going to meshlets. Meshlets? Like subdividing meshes or what? My 3D knowledge is based on YouTube videos I've watched. I've not written any 3D code myself. I've watched a lot of 3D game devs, but I feel like I've talked about this a lot. I don't pick up much just by watching it. Oh god, I've accidentally made a cozy game. It's meant to be like a fast-paced bullet hell like action shooter where there's like mechanics and the enemies have like difficult AI that you have to combat by like ducking behind cover and stuff. But instead of that, maybe I just make it a cozy game. It's nanite meshlets. Yeah, it sounds like nanite, right? The like Unreal Engine thing. Or is that part of nanite? I feel like we talked about this the other day. Let's do some editing. Incidentally, I've got hot reloading. So if I make this a little bit bigger for you, we can try and modify some tiles like live and in person. I want to make this bottom wall a little wider, for example. Let's see. So this one, I guess. Oh, I need to export. Hang on. Time export as. Bam. Wow, look at that. How cool. And if I wanted to, I could even maybe add in the odd sort of pseudo anti-aliasing dot in there. I'm actually going to open the tile set directly as a PNG, so I don't have to. I could just hit save and see the changes. Does that work? Oh, I guess I didn't save. Bam, save, restart. I kind of like the anti-alias look. I'm gonna try it. It's easy enough to go back on stuff. It adds like a bit of depth. I don't know how well this renders on stream, but having this sort of, instead of just having a solid black outline on stuff like this, having like this sort of dark tile, I think looks nice. So Toho project music. I also just like drawing a lot. I think I could have been an artist in another life. I'm not that good at it, but I feel like if I did art like every day or something as like a job, I'd be alright at it. I mean, my pixel art's gotten better over the years. I just say it's not amazing yet. But maybe over the course of this project, I'll draw enough sprites to be happy with it. Like I'm super proud of the character sprite, like this lady and her like main portrait. I think that's like one of the better things I've drawn. So some of our triples have like these single walls that I'm not a big fan of. Is Ace bright? No? Well, I had cheat codes like older games. Maybe. Honestly, maybe. You're thinking about how you can do LODs, and while keeping your instance draw counts reasonable, and after rewriting your pipelines to use vertex pulling, you realize if you break meshes into groups of vertices of similar or same size, you can instance them. Oh, that's really cool. Like what you do with particles. Where, like, instead of drawing, like, one bullet decal a million times, you're actually drawing the same decal a million times. That's how instancing usually works, right? You can do that with meshes as well. That's really interesting. Hello, Real. Snap. How are you doing? Don't tell anyone, but my C++ programming stream is actually an art stream. You've been tricked. You've been fooled. So what'll it be? I think about Grinch's Ultimatum quite a lot. I don't know about you, Lauren. I think it might be one of the best videos ever made. maybe Pilot Red Sun's actually like a fucking genius. The nice thing about doing like natural stuff, it's the same in Warhammer, but like if you draw natural stuff, you can make it look a bit shit and it actually looks good. You get me? Like you want it to look a little shit. Because that means it's good. Like, natural stuff's kind of wonky and weird, right? Overgrown and stuff. I kind of liked how the trees look, honestly. I don't know if that's better, I'll be honest. No, that's nice. You always hear about games having proper mod support, but you don't know what it takes to do it. Well, my game's pretty moddable because I load files off the drive from a folder. So if you wanted to mod my game and change any of the tiles or character sprites, you'd simply have to make a file with the same name that I'm loading, and the game would load that. I'd need to do a little work to like get that up and running. I think I technically have some... I'm not using it, I think. Maybe I am. There's a library we're using which is similar to the kind that you see in Source Engine games, or I guess Make Engine, where there's like a file structure that's predefined. So if you wanted to write mods, you'd pull stuff out of like the /data folder, for example. And I'd like the game to be easily moddable, so I'd probably include instructions, you know? I think it's cool if you could make your own silly characters and stuff. What role does the entity factor class have? It lets me spawn entities and easily, so I guess the game's on top of it. But let's say, for example, you want to spawn an enemy down here. You pass in a position and an enemy type, and the factory does the rest of it for you. It assigns all of the components you care about. It's just very convenient. It's mostly a component assigner. It creates the entity, chucks it in the registry, and does all the hard work basically. It's very handy. You've been tricked and backstabbed and bamboozled. Do what Toby Fox does and work with an artist. I want to be the artist, though. Really what I'd work with is a musician. I've thought that maybe I could commission like one of these Toho artists. I know some of them do commission work. Wouldn't that be really cool? To get like an indie Toho artist to make my music. Little green bits. Yeah. Caching and naming. Caching's not that hard, just don't do it. Ooh. Okay, let's see. Ace Bright, come back. I want my this man looks a bit like a Mario pipe. I don't want that. That's this one, right? Yeah. Ah, fucking Minecraft in the Mario 64 soundtrack. Welcome back. I've missed you. Yeah, baby. That's cool, isn't it? You guys seen Austin Powers? Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's not cool. Maybe it's not cool to watch Austin Powers. I think it might be cool, but maybe not. He's Canadian. He's from Vancouver, isn't he? Oh, maybe not. Maybe that's Northern Line. I don't remember. Yeah. All right. Getting somewhere. Boop, 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 boom. Oh, yeah. God, it's good. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Hot reloading is so fucking cool. You're a bit far away from the pack, lad. Dun, 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 dun. I actually feel like these might never be used. Oh no, they are being used. It's very similar to another tile, but let's not worry about the extra work I made myself. It's fine because you didn't have to do it. I was the one that had to do it, right? Maybe it's okay. And C418 is like genius. Was it music? Hell yeah. Are you a music? Sorry, I've not been reading chat. I've been enjoying the tunes. Almost every pixel art tutorial you've seen includes pick a spraying can and do some phase. Oh yeah. In regards to instances, you could speed up render by reusing some work, but the larger benefit is you'll need to tell the GPU once what to draw and how many to draw, therefore coupling the GPU from the CPU and letting the GPU go crazy. Oh yeah. GPU from the CPU and letting the GPU go crazy. Yeah, my idea with the instancing was like, one of the bottlenecks here is like passing data over and then recalculating it. So if you can send the data to the GPU once and just say, do this one thing a trillion times in parallel, it does that quite well. So if you use like decals, you know, you just say, this is the bullet decal, it needs to be at all these spots. It's nicer than saying, this is a bullet decal here, this is a bullet decal there, and there, and there, and there, and there. Not that my understanding of 3D graphics exists, I'll be honest. It is good to learn. I like this. This is a good chat. Some games have predefined folders the player can drop sound files in. Yeah, mine would work in a similar way. Your first attempt at rendering was completely without instancing or batching. You went away, you were not using the GPU at all. You were doing software rendering. Knew nothing back then. Credits for trying. That's that's rough. Rendering. That's very Half-Life of you. Alright, let's see. Particularly looking for areas that the map looks kind of thin. I think are like, is this the quad? I think this is the quad at the diagonals. You should just be a little bit more like this. This one. Yeah, look at that. Fuck, that's nice. I don't know how I feel about this one of these little round boys. They look kind of weird. This one. It's this one. Yeah, you look shit. You're too even. You need to be a bit more like this. It's a bit much. Maybe one of these? If this has encouraged anyone to do hot reloading on their graphics pipeline, please, by all means, start doing it right now. It's being able to just immediately see the change in the game is like an insane workflow. The green dots of light look repetitive. Yeah, it's because when I was making my triples and my quads, I was just copying one thing around. So we can just go nuts and make dots. You guys want to make dots? I want to fix anything. This lad looks kind of weird. The bottom. Is it you? You're a bit thin. Let's bulk you out a little bit. Have a Cornish pasty or something. And then you'll be kind of thick as well, won't you? Wibbly wobbly. Oh no, not the penguin. Yeah, this one's a bit shit. That'll do. No! God, this music's good. You don't hear like music? Just me? You're fucking weird. I don't like you. That's better. Get in line, lad. Alright, Alright. What's all this then? Oi, oi, oi. What's all this? What's all this then? Yeah, let's make them a little thicker. Thick is good. Have a bonus. Good stuff. You got a new job as a 3D developer. You'd be surprised at how much parallel work runs on the CPU at your workplace. They use lots of Unity jobs, which is essentially a framework that handles multi-threading. I'm surprised. Wappy savvy. Is there a way to randomize textures without drawing thousands of sprites? I'd write a shader. I mean, they're already being rendered with a shader, but I could certainly just have a color, let's say like bright pink, and just say in my shader, replace bright pink with a texture. That would be pretty trivial. Yeah, I could do that. But I won't. There you go. That's my explanation. Alright, we're gonna make dots. I hope you like dots. Let's see. These are the dots. I'm no longer in my tile set. I should probably be in my tile set right now. Yeah, you know what? Take me back. File, open, tile map. The tile map's a little confused because I just made a new one, so I'm just going to quickly delete this. Copy, paste, copy. Control C, Control V. Control V. There we go. Now my tile set exists again. Isn't that magic? Oh, you can't see my stuff I'm doing. Whoops. Whatever. Writing a program to utilize the GPU and how to optimize it. Yeah, the GPU is weird, right? Luckily I don't have to touch it that much. You've been waiting for is critical if that's what you were asking for. When I'm making GTA 6, what do you think this is? Make random dots. Could do that. Could do that. Legally speaking. Oh, this is low. But it's good. Huh? Control C, escape, Control V. Oh, it's because I copied tiles. Alright, fine, I'll just do this. Luckily I play like video games, so my cursor is extremely accurate. Yeah, I'll do the same thing here, fine. I'm doing this in a really stupid, convoluted way. Please do not copy what I'm doing. It's a bad idea. Ah, there you go. Workflow, smirkflow. There is various noise, various tasks. You can get a small dots and find details with white noise. not gonna do that. Like I'm sure there's like an approach to automate just about everything, but I'm just not gonna do it. I'm just gonna make a little green dot in lots of places and think it looks nice. There's a green dots like this. Nice little dots. Wow. Wowzers trousers. That's so nice. Wow. Wow. Wee. Wee. You see, it looking shit is part of the charm. That's what I'm going to tell people in the Steam description. I just thought the little dots looked kind of like little sparkles or something, and that cheered me up a little bit. What about you lot? Do you like little sparkles and stuff? No, let's not make a line. That's going too far. Going over the line. Something like this. Ooh. Yeah, go on then. Little heart. We wanted an Easter egg? Here's your Easter egg. There's a little heart. I'm pretty sure that tile never exists. Probably. Let's see. Bomb, 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 bomb. Somehow it adds like a little je ne sais quoi. A little où est la bibliothèque? Ça va bien, merci, et toi? Ah, comme ci, comme ça. Mon ami? The dots are perfect. So cute. I don't know the French word for cute. That'd be a good one to learn. Look, the dots are slightly different now. Isn't that insane? Cock, I've added a weird different one somewhere. Have I done that? Where did I do that? You look weird. I don't like you. Oh, I did that in a lot of places. I might just be stupid. Yeah, it's possible. You should write hidden letters with dots. I should. When you put it that way. Minion. I feel like I don't have the same humor as, I guess, your YouTube chat. I don't know if I want to write minion in my game. I feel like that doesn't fit with my artistic vision. Minion. Yeah, the dots look weird when they're touching another color. Some of these need more dots, like, sort of in the middle. They're certainly more random now, but let's just say they're a little shitter somehow. A little bit of je ne sais, a bit more shit. What do I say? Un petit chauffeur. I don't know if that's any better, but I tried, huh? Can't say I didn't try. I think I was just avoiding the edges for some weird reason. Idiot. No, not there. Bad dot. Right, things are a little dottier. It's Tuesday. Whoops. Oh, how'd that look? Doesn't look any different because I didn't export it. That would be really smart if I exported my changes so I could see them. Yeah, here we go. Look at that. French word for cute is... Oh, it's not mignon. It's mignon. Is that true? Is filet mignon cute fillet? Just a question for my... I'll say viewers. Udreyers. Players? Yeah, why not? Yeah, look, the dots look kind of nice now. I'm edging it crazy style. I mean, while I'm putting the dots on the border, you want to be a bit more like this, though, don't you? Let's try now. I need to hit export. Is it not a cute fillet? I don't know. Is it? Oi oi. That might be a bit too regular for my taste. Eh. I shouldn't spend... Ooh. 2 dots next to each other. That's dangerous. Well, whatever. I don't want to spend too long on this because... I can't be arsed. Ugh, that triple looks weird. One of them's too thin. I need to make it larger. Which triple is too thin? I mean, you're a little thin, aren't you? How about I just sort of shuffle you in a little bit? Like, your shape is okay. You just need a little bit of this. It's fine. Yeah, I like that. That's always a good phrase. Because oftentimes it's not fine, but you just have to say it's fine. Anyone else here real? It's getting quiet. When the Minecraft remix of Plink 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 Plonk gets quiet. Tugs at my heartstrings. This is tiling weirdly, isn't it? Oi, 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 what am I doing? I just said I wasn't going to fuck around with it, and, well, let's just say by it, I mean this. Kind of looks like I am doing that, doesn't it? Kind of looks like I really am just fucking around with it. Said I wasn't going to. One of the problems is that you're too regular. Too normal. And that looks shit. Become different. Thanks. I don't like. It's because this is weird. You should come more like that. I'm not happy with this. This looks good enough. Looks good enough. Just stop. Stop it. Just stop touching the fucking pixels. Just leave them. Oh, but just like another pixel, you know. Just one more. You don't have the fun anti-aliasing, didn't you hear? Doing this everywhere now. Just to have a single dot makes things real. Turning down the game when you hear your parents get up in the middle of the night. Yeah. All right. Well, in my case, I was reading the fucking manual without the lights on. Definitely fucked my eyes up a bit. Fuck! I moved one of the tiles over by 1 pixel. Ah. Now, I don't know about you lot, but that looks good enough. And now there's like this sort of green in here. It doesn't look quite like a black void anymore. It is desperately obvious that that inner section is a... I did do surgery on a tile. That inner section is a square. If I really hated myself, I would spend a really long time modifying this wall tiler to also work for floors, because then I could technically have a circular floor for the 1x1s, but oh god, I don't want to do that. Don't make me do it. These tiles look like they were made by different artists, and in fact it's just me in different stages of delirium. I like this little tree though, he's nice. Don't think about how I stand on top of it, that's not part of the project. There's your hitbox, by the way. And the edge of the tile, that exact fucking pixel right there. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm like proud of myself and stuff. I think this is like beautiful. And I'm really happy that I was able to just make it myself with these mitts. You see when I blow up a wall? You mentioned before not having flowers on the floor would be epic. Does that by default, lad. But do you think I should maybe have like a different texture? Like broken leaf litter or something when you destroy a floor? It's not meant to be a digging game! I just have a rocket launcher because it's cool. The game will not be about digging. Game will not be about digging. I mean, I could make it so regular guns damage walls, and so you could dig through walls with like an assault rifle. That wouldn't be that hard to do. What do you think? I've thought about that, because I think part of the game was meant to be like, not to call it a tactical shooter, because let's not get ahead of ourselves here, but like, I wanted the enemy AI to be at least like mildly intelligent. I mean, right now he's just shooting me like crazy with a rocket launcher, so that doesn't have to be too intelligent, but you know, if I hide behind something and they can't see me, he should try and path over, although I think he killed himself with a rocket launcher, so... Oh, you've seen me now. If I hide behind something, he's going to come over here. He's going to path around the corner with his A-star. No, he's going to shoot me with a rocket launcher and blow up my cover. You see, he tries to path to me and stuff. Like, I wanted to basically extend the hell out of this, so the enemy AI would be, like, kind of frightening to fight. You know, like, games like Nuclear Throne are more like a bullet hell, where it's, like, there's lots of very slow bullets that you just need to dodge with, like, micro-dodges. I was hoping to make the enemies act more like raid bosses, where they have, like, bullet patterns and, like, area of effects and stuff, and, like, you want to dodge in and out and, like, shoot and, like, get out of the way and stuff. I thought that would be cool. Just my own twist, because it is meant to be my own game, and while I take inspiration from other things, I want to make it my own thing as well. And I like RuneScape, and I think that boss fights in that are kind of cool. So you could have like Corrupted Hunlif as a boss in this. That would be alright, with like tiles that you can't stand on, and he like shoots you with something that you have to somehow counter. I don't know. Is this supposed to be Miku? No, this is my original character, Robot Girl. I haven't given her a name yet, but I drew this sprite myself, and I think it looks really cool. I'm something of an artiste. I'm actually really proud of this sprite though. If you make the floor into the broken wall, kind of like the forest of a floor. Yeah, I had an idea in my head, which I can make. That's what this is for. The Razer Viper Pro. Load default palette. Come on now. This is my palette. I guess so. Let me just make my idea first. 16 by 16. And view, tiled mode, view grid. Check out my pixel art tutorial. I think this is where I finally come up with a brown color, because I've not really been having them. Maybe I start with this. And you just have like a number of twigs overlapping. And then some like... You know, something... Not really the idea I had in mind, but... You get the picture. Might be a bit distracting to have multiple bright colors. Especially when it's red. But you know. I'd like to turn off the grid, please. I don't know, something like that. They ask you how you are and you just have to say that you're fine, but you're not fine, you can't get into it. I mean, I'm okay. It is midnight. I want to get good sleep. I've got a few days off work, so I was going to do game dev. Too much contrast. Yeah, I agree. But you get the vibe. They should be like, this shit should blend into the background. In fact, I could even use like fucking black in this. You know, like really. But then it would look like you can't stand there. You know. Ooh, actually, hang on. Oh. Oh, horrible. Oops. I mean, we could just see how it looks in game, right? Oh! Sorry. I'm a bit of a jokester. Oh, that's moody. That's kind of moody, though. Ooh, lower saturation. Yeah, I'm really hesitant to make any changes to the palette. I will need to make changes. For example, when I was making this grouse section, I had to make a different green texture so the floor would look different to the walls. And I think from a gameplay perspective, this is a really clear tile set, I would say. Like, the floor is a different saturation hue and slightly different brightness to the walls. The walls will have like a thick outline, and they're very clearly, you can see where the tile border is. So if I were to make a raid style boss that highlights some tiles red to not stand on there, it should be pretty obvious, right? I'm quite proud of this. I'm not normally like I mean, I've done a lot of pixel art, but I wouldn't consider myself particularly good at it. So I think the fact that this is like legible looks good. You should have seen my earlier attempts. They were really bad, and I don't think I streamed that. That was the other day. I think I put progress on Discord, maybe. I don't remember if I put the really bad ones. It took a while to come to the idea that the ground should basically just be one color, though. For visibility reasons, because the game's quite low resolution. I noticed with the Pokemon Crystal sprites, as you moved around, they'd give you a bit of a headache, because it's fast-paced action and they're zoomed in and there's no, you know, bilinear interpolation. So having like a smooth thing taking up most of the screen just helps a bit. I'm actually considering getting rid of some of these dots just to make the ground a bit simpler. Like, these flowers are really pretty, but maybe having less of them might be better for visibility. You know, like how Counter-Strike's maps always get updated for visibility reasons. It makes the game not look quite as good, but for gameplay, it's hard to argue. But yeah, the twigs. Let's just pop something in and just see how I feel. This might be way too dark compared to the other floor. But you know what? I can quite simply just test it in Asebright. I don't even have to put it in the game yet. Here's my twig. Let's say I just blew up a bunch of floors over this way. It doesn't really look like you can walk there, does it? Let's say. There's also a single red pixel. So I think it might need to be closer in color to this. Whoops, here we go. Maybe if I replace the dark moody color with this bright cheerful color. I think dark shouldn't be used for the floor, so I may need to make a light brown, which doesn't exist. There's no such really no such thing as light brown. There's orange. You know, if I were to go for a sort of Warhammer. Actually, I can look at my Warhammer paint. Can you see this stuff on my wall? Maybe not. This is a Mornfang brown sort of color. Take the other floor and add a little bit of desaturated brown. So like the other thing is like with my palette, I want it to be as restricted as possible, so I'm hesitant to make colors that are too similar. But yeah, a bit of desaturated brown, just like this. This is that color. How about if I just, how do you look if I just hue shift you? This is hue shifted, so it's the same. You can see like it's the same tint. Kind of hate it. I guess I can just Control G on this. Maybe going for like a grayer brown might be handy. I don't have too many grays. Oops. Well, this is more like a pain blade, maybe. I could reduce the texture a little bit. It needs to be a bit grayer, doesn't it? I mean, it's certainly, like, at a glance, if this were like a basic Dwarf Fortressy looking thing, like where someone just cracked it together in like 1 minute. By Dwarf Fortressy, I mean like one of the overlays that people make for it, not actual Dwarf Fortress, obviously. Like at a glance, it's like, oh yeah, that's floor you destroyed. But I don't know. If I add this to the palette, I can then just modify it, I thought. Why are you not letting me... Sorry, you should... There you are. I thought you... Sorry, is this not how this works in Aspirate? I'm pretty sure you could just change the thing and it should update palette. Okay, I'm misunderstanding control here of some kind. But if I go a little grayer, maybe. Even grayer. Does it need to have a parent tile? What do you mean by that? Question mark. Oh. I mean, it's okay. It's just not what I wanted, you know? I think it should line up with the other floors to make it obvious that it's traversable terrain. Like in the tile map, on the tile map these ones copy from. Do you mean, like, does it need to look like the main, like, the normal floor? Because in that case, like that, I would like that, yeah. It should look like normal traversable terrain. Like, it shouldn't be weird for your character to look like they can walk over it. I mean, that looks okay, the pattern. How about the color still? Like, it's okay, yes. Like, it's alright. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too picky. I'm too much of a perfectionist for pixel art. Like, pixel art should be something where you just slam something out and, like, you just stop. But it's just so easy to be like, oh, what if I just add one more tile here? What about just one more pixel? That looks terrible now. You kind of want it to look like a bit less busy at the edges, because that's where it'll eventually tile onto like the main surface. I really like this song, by the way. I'll put you back in here. I'll move you around and just have a look. Oops. Sometimes even if the pattern's good, you need to move it around a bit. Feels very vertical now, doesn't it? I mean, it's okay. I don't know, how do you guys feel? There's a saying about, like, not seeing the trees for the forest, right? And I'm literally, like, doing that. Like, I kind of liked one of the tiles I had earlier. I could randomly pick different ones. Like, it just needs to look like leaf litter, right? Like, it doesn't matter if this brown represents, like, a stick or, like, an autumn leaf on the floor. That's kind of why it's nice to have, like, vague pixels. This green, I don't know really if you're accomplishing much. God, I haven't been changing the rest of my tiles up. Okay. Oh, maybe that's better. Like, the nice bright brown is kind of cheerful, though. I don't know. If it instead let the texture be procedural. Yeah, maybe. I'm also just trying to get better at pixel art, you know? Like, this is something which I think takes a long time to master. So why not start now? The more I do it, hopefully the better I get, right? That's the goal, at least. Like, if I let the tiles towards the edges be more of this green thing, it might look a little better. Like, if I move this interesting bit to the very center... Oh, now it's really obvious that it's tiling, isn't it? Like, it tiles better with this stuff, but it looks worse within itself. I don't know how I ever got pixel art done without this program, by the way. It's, like, astounding how useful it is. It's really intuitive as well. Mostly. I have a few things here and there, but that's a me issue. Bling, bling, plong. Yeah, it gets a bit obvious when it's tiled if you have stuff like this. Looks like a little dinosaur or something. Oops. Maybe that's okay. Maybe I just need to have it look good enough, and then eventually my brain will, like, stop looking at it. Could be the problem that, like, these twigs are too cheerful and happy. Like, they stick out too much. Because they do look nice, but, like, maybe that's bad. Maybe you don't want them to look at all. Maybe you shouldn't even see them. You know? You want to avoid dark long parts on the edge. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't want it to look weird against the edge of the normal grass. This is closer. it's just a bunch of single pixels. There being a thing in the top left and the bottom right is a bit stupid. At least make them different. That being said, maybe just don't have it. This is okay. I don't like the double up here, whatever you are. Cat is like such a good song. This is a less is more situation. I completely agree. Like, I want it to be kind of obvious that this is where you blew a hole in the map, but I don't want it to be distracting. And I think we're slowly getting there. Even if it does look like I just randomly generated this now, even though I didn't. I'm just curious. I think it wouldn't work. No, it doesn't work. Yeah, I feel like having the light color might ruin out. Nah, I fucked it. I'll be honest, I think some of the interest in pixel art is having repeating textures, but just doing it well. I think randomly generating absolutely everything is a bit much. Like, I kind of like that these flowers are all the same tile, but that they tile well, you know? I think that can be something worth celebrating. Maybe just like 1 or 2 highlights is enough. Oh, that... really, actually. It's very square. I mean, that's okay. Sorry, like, this is basically my hobby. I think this is okay. Dots from the walls. I don't know. I think I'm happy with this not being too random. We're using random in other places, right? I don't know how I feel about the highlights. I think they might be a bit distracting. Like, it's the floor. You don't want to look at the floor. The floor should just be there. It's a bad day when the floor goes away. It's amazing because you definitely look at this tile in the game and think, man, they must have made this in 2 minutes, not realizing it was actually like 25 minutes. I can't tell if maybe this is good enough, but you know, oh, actually. Like, I'm like, maybe if I just cut out a few more. Oh, like, you did blow up a wall. Maybe it should look like a little busy. Make the game nothing but floor. That's a smart idea. Let's just go with this. Whatever I've done here, let's just leave it. I'm spending way too long on this. We can always fix this when I'm smart. I'm better. This is number 27, so this is number 28. I go to map. I'm going to add a new tile. At 28. I guess it is at 27, isn't it? What? Oh no, this is actual coordinates. So yeah, this is at 27, right? Yeah, 27. 27. Tile cat floor. Tile floor. Litter. Leaf litter. I don't know, like floor destroyed wall. Something like that. Yeah, that'll do. Oh wait, doesn't need to go into our pattern, it just needs to exist. Ain't that nice? So if we go to our map and we have destroy walls. Where am I adding the floors? I don't remember. I thought that was in here. I guess it's in set nav area to match most populous neighbor. Why are you in here? That's weird. I guess I'm already looping through it. I don't know how I feel about that. I think I'm gonna just grab this out of there because that's in a weird spot. That makes more sense. Fuck. Well, actually, hang on. No, I kind of need it to be in there. Okay, that's to not have to fuck around with this nav area ID. Like I could return the nav area ID from here, but then it yeah. This makes sense. Tile floor. I mean, I could pass in what to use, but whatever. This should just work. It's gonna look great, like a shaved head. I could also randomize this, by the way. Like I could just make 2 variations of leaf litter as long as they tile. Like I could have a variation that's basic and then a variation that's like more detailed, like I do with the flowers. Let's see. Looks gorgeous, doesn't it? Wow. Just how I imagined it. Why aren't you working? I didn't export the tile. Oops. Programmer. Hey, that's okay, I guess. This is why you want it to blend in with the floor, by the way, because, like, you know, if you destroy a tree in the middle of nowhere, yeah, it looks a little better than it was, I guess. Ah. Use the shovel on the detailed version, you can get a crawl space once per stage. It does look kind of cozy. Like, this looks kind of cozy, right? Like, you've blown out a section, it's like a little darker. It's like the definition of just okay, and I hate that. So I'm now going to change it. Isaac reference. I've played The Binding of Isaac. I have hundreds of hours in it. Don't tell anyone. My secret. All right, let's update this, lad. I'm going to open the thing directly, just so I can just hit Control S and see how it looks. Hope the mice don't come and kill me. No, I need to be in the tile map, actually. Sorry, that was stupid of me, because then I can see all the edits at once. So if I make it a bit less busy... I've accidentally made a grid. Oops, that looks shit. Yeah, that looks awful. This isn't gonna look good, I think. I keep accidentally making bloody grids. Yeah, you gotta stop making these grids, me. I mean, yeah, what if it's just this? It's not without any brown. I mean, we can just experiment freely. I can always control Z if I want to. Is it better without the brown? What do you think? You dreamed this part of the stream last night. I promise you I was not doing this last night. Maybe it looks better without the brown. Maybe the brown's too distracting. I think I'll keep them in the palette, but like, what do you think? And these mice are so aggressive. Also, I've just realized the rocket launcher's a little penisy. Like, I knew it was going to look a little penisy, but that's why I made it pointy. But like, when it's hiding under them like that, it's like extra penisy. What do you think about like not using brown on it? Like, Oops. Don't know what I just did, but that's how it looks, I guess. Ugh. Mario, Mario, Mario. Mario, Mario, Mario. Mario, Mario, Mario. Mario, Mario. Something so funny about the Mario voice line being used for this. I don't know what it is, but it just really tickles me. As always, is it less is more? Isn't less is more? Thanks for playing my game. Oh god, the aggressive off-screen mouse. Playing my game. Here we go. Boing. The moment you add like shapes, it starts to look like stuff. The human brain loves patterns and stuff. Here we go. Boing. Here we go. That looks kind of okay. Go in the Discord and show a man, so you can mansplain 3D graphic. Hello, blew himself up. You can mansplain 3D graphics. That's chill. I'm cool with that. Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess iconic soundtrack. EBU Music Eternal Nocturne. This is their third CD featuring the music from Imperishable Night. Oh, Imperishable Night. That's on my shelf because I got it behind me. Just have to take my word on it. I think it's a case that like less is more. Oh, DBU music is fucking great. Yeah, it kind of blends in with the flowers now. I could bring the twigs back in if you're feeling like it. I had another brown that I kind of liked, so I don't know where it went. I control Z enough in here, can I see it? Yeah, you know what? I'll come the palette. I needed a brown like that anyway. Welcome aboard, Mornfang Brown. Like, I can experiment with it. There's no law. Make it like it's a little trees have lost their sense of self. Did I stutter? Oh, it's only these. Nah, now they look like saplings, ooh. Maybe I'm fucking around too much with something that doesn't matter. You mean you're working on your game? And the scarecrow in my head's mean. Like, it really just takes 2 seconds to check it in game, doesn't it? They look like worms. There's little worms on the floor. Why are there little worms on the floor? Ooh, put those there. The little worms are now highlighted. I do like the color it brings to the world, but maybe it's distracting. They come to the surface to see how things turn out. They don't know what's happened. They heard the they thought it's raining. Have I seen the new Steam controller? I have seen it. Seems cool. More options as a gamer? How awesome. A treat. I feel like having 1 pixel of brown separates it, but maybe that's too distracting. But the thing is, like, the flowers already have their own little thing. By the way, I could totally make the flowers, like, colorful. There's nothing legally stopping me if I wanted to have little, like, one of these. Oh, God. I don't know. Just curious. Scary. Maybe not. Maybe something should stop me. Yeah, you should stop me before I do stuff like that. Yeah, I'm like torn on the brown dot. I think it's cool, but also distracting. And like, God knows if I need more distracting shit in my game. I can try it with a highlighted one, and if this doesn't work, we're just gonna go normal, boring style, crazy guy. That shit doesn't work. That's good enough. It's good enough. I just didn't want the floor to be too busy, but I think if you've literally blown a hole in the wall, it should look a little textured. I think so, maybe this is too busy. I love when I put the Toho music on. What if I start rotating this shit? How does it look? Oh, that's crazy. Man, tiling is so cool. Nah, it looks stupid. Just thought I'd try. Just thought I'd see what it's like to feel something. Alright, I think this, whatever I've just done here, good enough in it. I'm a little worried the flowers might be too busy. I feel like I should make them way less common. The character's not dancing to the music on purpose, but she does like Toho projects, so maybe it's on purpose. Oh, originally I made it so rooms had a different tile to flowers. I should probably do that again, right? Because the idea was like rooms are gonna be simulate the creation of the universe every time to get a good pattern. Might be a good idea. I like the thick undergrowth. Anyway, should I make a second type of floor that's like different? Could make it so the room just randomly have like a rotation on it. I don't know, just something I'm thinking about. Takes 2 seconds to do this after all. And then when I'm adding the room, instead of passing in normal, I pass in destroyed wall. I am thinking with portal. I had a note somewhere to make it so the explosions should randomly rotate, so it doesn't just look the same every time. Hello, Kanesh. Okay, Ishio-san. My Hakotaka Suku up on the shelf after all. Quaternions. You can have a Quaternion as a treat. Yeah, now, when the level generates, it's... Oh, maybe this ground looks a little nicer somehow. Should make it randomized when you... Like, just randomly flipping it here and there looks quite nice. Bow. I have a random. No. I have a level generator system. No. Just a cheap little experiment. I think that works. We should start seeing columns of walls and walls. I'm just curious. Mixing art with machine. You say it couldn't happen. Kind of looks like it's doing that, doesn't it? You see like these strips. Like this. That's interesting. With this you could, you know? Anyway, you really don't have a random. You don't. Last. Okay, fine. Maybe you did at some point. You can have one again. I believe I have Clang format turned off. You should. Because this looks awful. Random engine, random percentage. Whee. Okay. You have a constructor, right? There's a shortcut to like minimizing everything and I don't remember what it is. Not that. That. Whatever. You don't have a constructor. You should have a constructor, right? Maybe not. This doesn't have to have one. Hey. Oh, you don't need... Huh? I don't know. You guys been having nice like weather and stuff? Like sun? I see that on my screen, but not in the on-screen chat. Leave me alone, mice. I'm sorry I gave you rocket launchers. Is this working? Like, just adding that randomness slightly is tremendous. It just makes it a little bit. It just doesn't tile as often as, like, obviously. You know? Like, at a glance, this just looks like white noise, which is basically the point. I could do that with the regular floor as well. Probably not the flowers. Making the flowers upside down might look a little weird, but... certainly the regular floor could flip. I'm thinking maybe I could have something in the shader that like flips. I don't know if I need a way to mark if the tile is rotation, like is symmetrical or not. Oh. Flowers could randomly be horizontally mirrored, yeah. That might be okay. They might touch tips sometimes though, like this dot here and this dot here, if they flipped into each other, might be touching. Dude. Yeah, anyway, that's polish, right? Like this, we're not really in the polishing stage. I'm just kind of fucking around because it's midnight. Oh, it's 1 AM. And I'm enjoying myself. I made like a little toy for myself to play with. Isn't this cool? Sorry, I know I keep saying that, but like this is why I'm doing this. Like every single day this week I've worked 8 hours, but I've also come home afterwards and done like 4 hours of game development in my own time. Hello, Double Rocket. And there's a reason I'm doing that, is because this somehow energizes me, because it's cool. Cool if I could mark if certain tiles were rotatable, but I'd have to store that information somewhere and the shader would have to access it. I don't want to add more size to the tiles, but maybe it could be a function on it? I don't know. I'm not going to worry about that now because it tiles okay. I mean, yeah, originally I did want these side walls to be different. The tiles on the sprite sheet into rotatable, non-rotatable sections. I guess. Yeah, I could say like everything, like in the shader, if the Y is larger than some amount, then randomly flip it. But, or maybe not randomly, but you do it on like a sine wave or something, so it's random enough, you know. At least it's just, you know, expanded. The scope is expanded. It's not so obvious which domain is tiling. The other thing is, like, I do want the tiling to be a little obvious, or at least obvious enough, because I want enemies to, like, I want some enemies to, like, do stuff with the tiles. Like, not saying I would necessarily implement this, but if you had an enemy that moved around like a chess piece, like it jumps like in L shapes, it should be obvious where it's going to move next. So perhaps, you know, if I had a chess piece enemy that moved like a knight, I would have it on a level where the tiles on the floor are clearly defined as like literal tiles, like 3D slabs. This makes me want to design another level, which means that I would have to draw all those sprites again, but it gets me excited. That's what I did like the other Saturday. I didn't show it. I'm not really going to show it in depth, but like I did like sit down and like do a bunch of like sketches and like designs and stuff, and like put down like a bunch of plans and stuff, you know. Like how Valorant places horizontal lines in its maps to indicate head level. Holy shit, that's so smart. But yes, basically. I'm thinking more like RuneScape. You know, like if the map's on a grid and the enemies do attacks on a grid, like an AoE attack. It's nice when the grid lines up. Yeah, I mean, not to spoil my whole game design. Not that it's terribly original either. I did come up with it, obviously. It's not super original. The next area I'd do would be like sort of mountainous terrain, maybe. Volcanic mountainous terrain. Forested volcanic mountainous terrain. Basically, I keep thinking about when we hiked Mount Fuji a few years ago. That sort of like dark brown soil with like weirdly lush green trees is really pretty. I thought that would make a nice game level. Imagine drawing from real-world experience to make your stupid pixel art shooter. What an idiot. Just generate these assets and just go home and fart and pick my nose. That's be way more fun, right? This looks cool. Am I just putting stuff off? I should probably just stop at some point. Hang on. Let me check. I've got a Trello board. That's right. I have a Trello board. No, I'm not looking for a new job. Let's see. I can tick stuff off now because I've done work. So I can tick off tiling. I can tick off... I can tick off walls should spawn on diagonals from floors. Physics thing I've not implemented yet. Maybe I should fix that. Donut sent me some nice code I want to look at. God, it's annoying. I've just done like 12 hours of work and I can only tick one thing off on my Trello board. Hang on. Maybe under... I've got like a polished section. Maybe I can... Visual polish. Experiment with stacked tiles, e.g. a tree on top of the floor. Nope. Not today. It's actually quite an extensive Trello board. I don't know if you can see it in my like glasses reflection, but there's a lot of shit on it. So my like to do next time list. Tiling, done. Draw 4 new tiles. What an idiot. I had to draw like 50 more. Should have refined that better. Should level generation aim to fill in floors that are 1 by 1? Maybe. Oh yeah, I was gonna make it so maybe rooms generate like more of a pattern rather than just a splatter 1 by 1s. It's your phone's note app, you've got a large list. Oh, I've got the phone's... Yeah, I've got the notes app list. Like, you know. Whee! That sort of thing. And I've not written that on Trello yet. Feel free to steal my ideas if you were somehow able to see that. My original ideas. Like, it would be cool to have a... Well, you'll see. Should there be another layer behind walls for flavor? Not doing that. You can go into the archive. Whee. Should tiles randomly flip or rotate along their mirror for variety? Maybe. You can go into the possible features section. The wall only has walls and air as neighbors. Maybe it should draw as air, just not even bothering, whatever. Should level generation blah, 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 physics thing. Okay. Filling in 1 by 1 floors on level generation. They do look a little jank. We beam. I mean, what I could do is use temporal A and motion vectors to read the text. I mean, if you just wait patiently, you will inevitably see me implement most of the things in the Notes app of value, and then if it's not of value, you won't see it. So it's... I don't really care, I guess. You tile weirdly. The edge of this, like, elbow macaroni should look better. Bottom right. This one? No, it's... this one? No. This one. Why do you become one? A little better, but maybe this edge piece doesn't need to be quite so freaky. Why are you going up like that, little guy? You're not a worm. A little better, maybe. Ah, hot reloading, my beloved. Not hot in... you know what I mean. God, DBU music is so good. Why do you look like that? I didn't want you to be that. I wish I was as talented as Zim. Holy shit. Get the trumpets out? Windows update stops the trumpets from working? You don't use them anymore? I wish that were me. Imagine having any musical talent. This is the perfect time for my little guy. Eh. Why does this end of this sausage look so strange? We should be less excited. Oh, it's a little nicer. Now that Evelyn Arcaroni is looking weird. Why am I spending time on the fun? Oh yeah. I didn't know I was like that. Hot reloading, hot reloading, hot reloading. So cool. Yeah. Yeah, maybe 1x1s are kind of weird. Hang on, let's just... Could you consider animated tiles? Yes, that's in my to-do list somewhere. Because at some point I was going to add, like, water or something. I noticed a lot of indie games don't. A lot of roguelites don't have, like, alternative floors. Maybe there's an ice, like a hole, but water seems weirdly rare. But maybe I'll have water. I don't know, like shallow puddle. Slows your movement a bit, so the A-star algorithm could consider it slightly more heavy. Could even calculate how heavy it is based on their movement speed and how long it would take to traverse it, so it's less likely to go through it. But yeah, that would be animated. Or I'd write a shader for it. Or I'd animate it. Just use a sine wave. Whatever. 1x1s, level generator system. U. And then generate floor. I'm gonna have a function in here called let's generate floor. Should you have? Yeah, probably. I'm just gonna clean up 1x1s. Or auto tile. Oh, deleting as you iterate through it. Iterating through a set and then deleting stuff in it is questionable. Hang on, what do I do in here? I'm not deleting anything. The blood of your enemies throws down the stream. What the fuck? Could do that. I could just extend all the 1x1 floors and just make them slightly bigger. Just randomly add one. Could try to connect it to the main level. Now I'm thinking about my procedural golf game where I had solid automata caves and like I would try to connect every cave together by like calculating with a flood fill where like the center of each minor cave was, and then I'd connect the centers all together with like a wobbly line. That was fun. I'm not doing that here. The main areas are large. Connecting everything like this would look weird. Stretch mark looking level. The weird of everything is that, I think. Destroying stuff from a list that you iterate through is a strange idea. I guess I don't have to destroy it. Maybe I do. Basically, I would have a function like this called remove single size rooms, or remove one floor rooms. We pass in your floor tile coordinates as a reference. You iterate through it. If the neighbor is air. Okay, this isn't. You put it in a ranges thing, but let's pretend for now that I've done that. Just pretend I've done in ranges equal, STD ranges equal, whatever. This is the vague idea of the algorithm, at least. But I have a feeling that modifying the array or modifying the set as you're going through it, that could be problematic for a guy like me. I guess I can just see what it looks like. I have a feeling that it's going to do a concurrent modification error and crash and delete my computer. But maybe it's chill. I don't know. I do know. I mean, I've got a good idea, but maybe not. I like it when I'm wrong, because it's quite often, actually. To be honest. So, level generator. Oh, that's stupid of me. I like forgot how to type code. I was thinking I could also build up like a second array. Ah, that's probably safer, right? If I just build up a vector. What's wrong, little guy? Eh? I think I'd just make a vector and then just iterate through the vector and erase from it. So I'll probably do that. Sorry, it's just what I'm thinking about. I'm just wondering what I've just possibly fucked up quite so badly. Sorry, why are you upset? Eh? We are your rubber ducky. Alright, what have I done? How about I just build? Maybe it'll just fix itself. We're in map, right? Is it... Am I taking crazy pills? The rest of this is chill, right? You sent 2 clips into the server of the 3D engine. You forgot you already had your own 3D gizmos. Ah, here we go. The declaration of Woho map. What? Oh. Perhaps? I was taught to use explicit. I'll have a look at your silly code. You're making coding so much fun. Is it because I made honking noises and pretended to squeeze your nose? Let's have a look. Oh! Very nice. That's cool. The fucking controls to move something in 3D space. Beautiful surface reflections and stuff. Bound to a texture space or something. Like that texture there is reflective. What kind of screen space reflections are these? Or is this real time? This isn't path traced reflections, right? This is screen space, surely. I can't tell. Maybe not, actually. You're seeing parts off the top of the screen, aren't you? You're riffing on the Rubber Ducky song. Oh fuck, there's a Rubber Ducky song? Shit. Sorry, what on earth have I bloody done? What, I've done something really bad. Is it you? You hate this. You're rendering the scene 7 times. I mean, in Fallout 3, when you're on the train, it just puts a big hat on your head that looks like a train. I might be insane. You made it to test your cube map rendering. Cube maps, you say? Tell me more. Is cube map the thing that the source engine uses on all its reflections? Like if you look in a sniper rifle, it uses a cube map. Ah, it's because you're const. You don't want to be const. Because I'm modifying you. That's fair. To be TBH. TBH, that's fair. Could do some sort of... Is it const cast? Or std move? Std move allows you to treat an R value as a L value? Or is it... Have I already forgotten move semantics? I only learned about this a fucking month ago. Again. I was reminded about. I feel like I'm learning about move semantics every 2 months, and it goes out. It goes. It makes so much sense when you learn about it, and then I forget it. R values. You don't use R values anymore. You have RX values. You have L values. You have like GL values, and then there's like more. There's like X. There's another type of X value that's like in between the two. Standard move allows you to steal ownership from a variable functionally, which is sort of what we. No, it's const. That has nothing to do with move semantics. Some of the shit I'm saying makes sense, I promise you. What do you mean building folder? Where's the rest of your text? That's because you were filtered. Never mind. Oh, method can be made const. That's okay, lad. I'll let you do that. Just this once. Oh, what? You don't match the header. Crazy. Alright, lad. My magic function should crash, probably, because I'm concurrently modifying a map. So my plan is actually just to fill up a array vector, and then iterate through the vector and delete from the map. But I'm just curious to see what happens. I'm assuming it'll just crash, right? And then also replace this with a ranges equals or whatever. Let's see, you're gonna crash. Yep. Read access violation. Dude, I'm so smart. I don't know, what are you? IVEC 3. Floors to delete. Positions to delete, I guess. Positions to delete. Get fucking initialized. Dot pushback. I guess it's a vec 2. A floor. And then we'll do for const auto floors in positions to delete. I guess I could call it position. Erase. Whoops. Position. Oh, it's so bad for memory. That's not erase. Yeah? I thought it was erase. I guess it's an IVEC 3. Oh, you may notice in the reflection it only reflects an unlit surface too, because there's too many light calculations to destroy the FPS. I always found it interesting hearing about like 3D graphics where it's like, oh yeah, in like the mirror, it's like we didn't bother making a mirror, it just renders a second scene because that was cheaper than actually doing reflections. Or like, yeah, the reflections only bounce 3 times. Like as if like anyone could know that other than the developer. You just look at the game and you see the scene. You don't think, oh, it's not lit exactly perfectly with reality. You just think, oh, I'm looking at my reflection in the puddle. You don't think, oh, the sky in the puddle is like made up. You know? No player ever notices the stuff that the 3D modeler, the 3D graphics engineer notices. Oh yeah, the cube map doesn't only update in these sections of the map. So technically, if you zoom in with your sniper rifle near this choke here and that choke over there, you see the same reflection. Like no player's looking at that. They're looking through the gun. Anyway, what was it? Ranges std ranges equals, and then you pass in. Wait, is it standard ranges equal for pos? Hang on a moment. I need to think about this. Then or put whatever. I guess else break, because then it's not a 1 by 1. Also, I only Do I care about diagonals? We could delete the things that only connected on diagonals. I guess I can just test it. This just checks for orthogonal neighbors. How about you go at the front? Wow. Saved myself a fucking copy. Maybe? It doesn't do shit. The compiler's smarter than you. It's not standard range is equal, is it? Maybe it is. Positions to check. No, that's for checking two against each other. There is a ranges. Is it just ranges equal? And just find if. Find. Because this was for checking between two sets, I thought. Find if. I guess you could do this. This is readable enough. It's a little stupid, but so am I. So I claim. Maybe I'm actually super smart and I'm just hiding it really well. You gotta go up. So you gotta go to work tomorrow and plan a spontaneous trip right after work. Oh shit, where are you going? You need to go to bed early. You need to be up early. Hope you don't mind me falling asleep with the stream on. Yeah, I'm not streaming that much longer. I might be stopping here. What have I done? I break something. I break something terrible. Oh god. Oh god. Alright. I was just gonna get this working and then leave. You're passed in as a ref. I kind of thought this would just work. Going to your parents' home for the weekend and meeting friends. Gonna get home from work a bit too. Gonna get to work from home a bit. Oh, that's nice. Sick. Am I stupid? Please don't answer that. I got on it. I kind of thought this was based and awesome. Oops. Like, I have a bunch of flaws somewhere, and then I just go through and pick off a couple of the silly ones. Maybe if I include... Actually, this only works. Let's try this. Or it's something very simple. Maybe just erase isn't correct. Alright, there's still a fair amount. Alright, this is clearly not... Good night. Thank you, Camel. Have fun. Luck with work. I guess I always had a room around me. Guaranteed. Could be deleting an enemy here. That's dangerous. Maybe I should be spawning the enemies in afterwards. That would be smart. Only do it in the main nav area. That would be smart, wouldn't it? That would be really smart. Having a different loop to spawn the enemies and stuff on. Stop them from spawning inside non-navigable areas. Which then begs the question what the point of having non-navigable areas is. Good question, mate. Ugh. I'm just baffled why this doesn't work, but I guess I can just not do it for now. Look at this when I'm more awake. Why are you doing this? Looks normal. I basically just wanted to delete this sort of thing, so I guess on orthogonals. Why didn't it work? Did it not dot erase? I guess it's because it's treating position as a... Is that... Like it wants an iterator where it's erasing, or maybe... Hang on a moment. STD map erase. You normally pass in an iterator, don't you? Maybe that's what's going wrong. Like it's passing this as an iterator. Yeah. You should be able to erase by key as well. So maybe it should work. Maybe it's undefined behavior. Apparently it should just work with the key. You can also go through the methods of finding the iterator. You could do map.find, and if it's not equals map_end, then erase it. Is there a way to get the iterator out of this? Was in this case, it should. Is that like pos dot? No. If I does this work if I change it from floor diagonals or erase? We do const auto it equals find position. If find it and erase it. Like if this works, a little scuffed. I think that's correct. Oh, maybe I don't need to do that. A little scuffed. Oh, maybe that was it. It was undefined behavior I was seeing. Although, that being said, this doesn't really seem to be... Am I still checking diagonals? Yeah, I am. Okay, if I don't check diagonals and I check for count as larger than 4... Oh, not 44. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there must be something like standard if binds. Like, there's definitely a way to do this differently without this weird count syntax. Okay. Why aren't you deleted? Maybe that's one of the problems. Okay, I'm not confident I understand why this isn't working, so I'm gonna put it down for now. I'm a little confused. Could also just update the tile to air. Maybe that would be better. Set tile, update tile. At position to blah blah blah, auto tile reference, so we can modify it, and then just do tile dot type equals air. Animation repository. What's wrong, little guy? Oh, you're const. That's crazy style. Amazing that I could modify the other thing. I mean, functionally replacing it with air is kind of the same thing as deleting it. Although, our next function assumes that it's a floor, so we'd have to modify that too. But if this at least gets rid of the floor, then that's a first step. I see little hearts. Those are places where there would have been 1x1s. Yeah, I guess this was a air. Yeah, these are all the 1x1s that got deleted from existence. So after remove one floor rooms, huh. I guess it would be continue and not break. That looks nice. My F2 thing should work. Okay. Yeah, no, having the 1x1 holes in the wall might be nice. It's like a little meter, isn't it? I could base it on neighbor count. Like, it doesn't have to be 0, but it could be like... If it only has like one neighbor, then like size 2 rooms would be deleted too. Like this one would be allowed, for example. That's interesting. I know, why not have a min room size? And then I think I had like a settings somewhere, didn't I? Settings? Map dot... Oh, context? Am I not touching that? Okay. Min room size, let's say it has to be at least 3. That with the diagonal's a little funny. Yeah, maybe I should update the tile within the loop. That would make sense. Because I'm not deleting it from... Yeah. Let's do that. Min room size is now in settings. You. Here we go. Matt, what was my funny function called? This thing. Const auto settings equals this. You don't have a registry. You don't have a CVARs. Okay, that's problematic. Registry. You should know what CVARs are. I guess I need to include that. Context variables. Where is that? Systems. An entity. Source entity. My music ended. Yeah. We're going to call this remove small rooms. We're going to call this trim tiny rooms, or remove small rooms. And now where am I using remove small? Yeah, it's in the registry. I have the registry. Hey, that's annoying. I guess I could pass in the settings. That's fine as well. That's okay. What you copied? You should maybe be a... Oh, because I want to store them for a bit. It's okay. You want one of these. I guess you can have a copy. I mean, I'd rather possible. Generate level. Have a ref. You can have a ref. You can have a ref. Remove small rooms. Bam. Yeah. So quiet with that. So if it's less than settings.min. What's it called? Oh, I haven't rendered filed yet. Min room size. And then instead of this, we're just going to immediately update the tile to air, the floor. Get rid of this whole vector nonsense. It's not necessary. Do you need to be pointed at, maybe? Maybe you'd feel happier if I pointed. Now he's angry. I can't think with vocals, I'm so sorry. Put on whatever this is. Why not? Wait, settings, min room size. Am I... Oh, you don't have access to the level generator. Okay. I'm pretty sure I can't. Can I just like... How do you forward declare these things again? I don't remember. Instead of settings, let's just pass in the min room size. It's too late for me to care about this sort of thing. Why are you over there? Couldn't have that context variables header, but maybe it got cold by a save. I need to add it to imgui, but there should be a way to define a min room size now. I guess I could base it on its nav area. Yeah. Maybe that would be smart. What the fuck? Right, yeah, we're doing this weird. You care about walls? No. How about this? I move you above one. And then... Oh no, you'd want to do this before nav areas, because then you'd have to regenerate the nav areas twice. Which is maybe okay. Yeah. Interesting that this is kind of doing the same thing as the nav areas thing. I've thought about this wrong. Not this was max room size, the way I'd written it. It still is. I guess sometimes it generates like a you like this. Yeah, this is weird. Something like that. Maybe 3 is not. I don't know about this. I think it is handy to have a function to get rid of rooms you don't want. I said I wasn't going to program late again. It's now 2 AM again. Why do I keep doing this? Shit ain't right. Maybe checking diagonals was a mistake. This is not really checking the room size, it's checking like max neighbor count. Really, I'd have to use the nav area for that. I don't know how the fuck it looks like this though, I'll be honest. I guess it's actually checking if it is a floor. That would be smart, wouldn't it? Yeah, that makes sense. I'm really stupid. Maybe it's definitely too late for this sort of thing. I mean, as long as min room count is... Yeah, it's not like... It doesn't care about, like, long boys. Oh, hello. Why do you exist? I guess you're connected on a diagonal. Yeah, diagonals don't really work, I guess. Although, if I now set this to 3 again... Yeah, I probably should use the navigation, like the flood fill to flood destroy stuff. This is quite a cheap and cheerful way to do it. But it does make the level... Oh, there's a couple of 1x1s actually. Where that is. That's weird. Maybe it's the way that it destroyed stuff. Stuff later got destroyed. Yeah, I'd have to use the nav area. I haven't watched a Transformers film since the Megan Fox one. That was a long time ago. We watched it in school. That's quite weird. What do you think? Things do look a little bit more coherent when you get rid of the weird tiny rooms. Okay, I'm gonna write a to-do. Because it's 2 AM and I shouldn't be doing this right now. Make the min room size thing make use of nav areas. Check. And then I'll make a little comment in there and just say, if nav area size is less than min room size, use some kind of flood fill to set all the floors in that room to air, and remove that nav area from the, or like zero out that nav area. It is a cheap and cheerful thing. It kind of works. It'll help with the diagonal stuff too. But, you know, as a proof of concept, it's not bad, is it? If I set this min room size to like 6, it should really reduce the number of things. That's crazy in school. Yeah, it's the mid 2000s, wasn't it? Or was it like 2010? No, this would have been secondary school. Yeah, it would have been like the 2010s, I guess. As well as one's bombed. I mean, they're normally just like normal action films, right? They're not critical successes, I thought. You don't need to come into my stream just to like piss on other streamers. I don't watch Pirate Software, but you know. I don't really know anything about him, I'll be honest, but I'm just here to make games. I'm not here to be better or worse than anyone at anything. Just fucking around. But yeah, look, I set the min room size to something really small. Or quite big actually, and it's now fucking with things. Man, I love him, guy. I should put the max room size in here. Oh yeah, look, the floor randomization is definitely working. Very clear. Yeah, I'm working quite hard. It's quite late. It's probably too late for this sort of thing. Yeah, so my room, it's so aggressive that the room generation is just not actually making a room. And it's actually sometimes cutting off the like player's spawn location. So maybe also check if it's min room size, whatever. As a modification, make it so the spawn area is always a filled in block. That'll be smart. Add min room size to MGUI. Alright. It's nearly 2 AM, guys, so I'm gonna head off. I'd say I had a really successful day. The tiling just works. I can't believe I got it working, and without actually that much trouble. But, you know. I just give it a second to launch. I give it 20 seconds to compile. Look at this, we've got this auto tiler just working, and the tile, and you know, they look alright. I think. I should get rid of the rocket launchers off the mice, you know. And they update nicely when you blow up the walls, and there's like a new texture on the floor for when like an area's been cleared from a wall. That's like slightly randomized. It's just flipped sometimes. Good game making. Thank you, Kanako. Love the wall breaking mechanic, thanks. It's not really meant to be a central part of the game, but now I'm wondering if it should be because it's kind of fun. Right now it's only rockets and explosions that blow up walls, but I could totally just make it so bullets damage them too. Like bullets could just spawn a small explosion when they hit something, or I could just make it so a bullet on impact does damage. The tiles have a health technically. Which is why you see, like, if I hit the very edge of a tile, it doesn't actually break it, it takes 2 hits. Like, it does remember. Well, those have already been hit, I guess. Which I thought was kind of weird, by the way. Like, there you go. The way I calculate damage is a radius to the from the rocket, the center of the rocket's explosion, to the center of the tile. So technically, the corner here is further from the tile than this. So you know, maybe I need to normalize distance somehow with square root 2 or something. But whatever, fine. Maybe hitting the edge is just fun. Just make it do a tiny bit more damage. It doesn't matter. Yeah, no, bullets could break walls too. But just the way the level like reacts and updates so nicely is quite nice. Pretty fun. But yeah, next time I'll work on the min rune size thing I just started today. So we can properly cull out these 1x1 spaces, because they look a little funny with the tile set. Now that should help some of the weirdness. Like, I liked it more when my tiles were like colored on one side than like this sort of middle stripe. And I think part of that is like with the 1x1 things, this looks kind of weird. So if we could just cut this out, that would be fine too. We could even make it so like a room of a certain size just tries to connect to the main area, but whatever. There's all sorts of tweaking we can do. Now this looks good enough, doesn't it? Probably should make like an animation for when a wall breaks, huh? Not to add more work, but I will note that down. Visual polish. Particle when wall breaks. Visualizer when wall has taken damage. Like an overlay or something. Anyway, I'm going to end the stream for now. Thanks for watching. It's been a good 4 hours. I'm going to go to bed now. I might see you tomorrow. See how I'm feeling. Good night. Bye-bye. Sweet dreams. Thanks. Lovely comment. Alright. Bye.